By now, it should be obvious to the last person that the idea of a Bitcoin supercycle is just that, an idea. People thought that there's no more bear markets for Bitcoin, that Bitcoin will rally on for 5, 6, 7 years, that Bitcoin will become more and more of a scarce asset. And one of the reasons for that is shown in this chart. The number of Bitcoin that's held by exchanges tended to go down over time. And while this is not completely wrong, the pace at which the balance is going down isn't sufficient. As in, there are still enough holders that sell Bitcoin so that there's plenty of circulating supply left. Have a look at the revived supply that's active in the last 7 days. It's a relatively constant chart, but whenever we spike in the Bitcoin price, we do also see spikes in the selling. Now let's increase the time frame. This is now for at least 30 days. We can see that the active supply isn't just going up when Bitcoin rises, it also goes up during market capitulation, when Bitcoin moved from 21K all the way down to 16K. By the way, we saw a similar kind of capitulation in 2018. So we already moved from 20K down to 6K. But then for the final leg down, the capitulation event, when Bitcoin hit 3,200, that's when quite a bit of supply got revived as well. So this is not just a good indicator for potential short-term selling, it's also a good indicator to see when the market capitulates and when a bear market might stop. And so this is probably a very fundamental effect, as in when we are in a bull market, the long-term holders sell into the short-term holders. So new people enter the market, new people hear about Bitcoin's rally, they want to be part of that rally, but they don't know that much about Bitcoin yet. And so they simply just bet on the price continuing to rise. When it then does not anymore rise quickly enough, then the bear market starts, right? Then the low conviction people sell. Now the same argument can be made for the end of a bear market, as in as we are going down further and further, the short-term tourists, the scared people, are selling, and the people with a longer time horizon, they are now buying. So whenever the supply gets revived again, the kind of investor changes. So at the end of the bull market, it moves from long-term holders to short-term holders. At the end of a bear market, it moves from the short-term holders to the long-term holders. So whenever this is going up, it might make sense to look at the current trend. Maybe it reverses. Let's increase the time frame to 90 days and to 180 days and to 1 year. And we can see how a lot of the noise is going away, right? From the 7-day to the 1 year. Now the turnaround points become a bit more clear. By the way, if this is not your very first time watching this channel, then feel free to subscribe over here. I publish videos regularly, and when you're subscribed, YouTube is more likely to recommend the videos of this channel again. Here's the same chart for the 2-year revived supply. Here's the 3-year, and here's the 4-year. Now 4 years is interesting because most holders tend to be in profit after 4 years, and a lot of people think that Bitcoin still trades in a 4-year cycle, right? 3 years of bull market with 1 year of bear market. What's interesting about this chart is that the amount of revived supply, it seems to be higher this time compared to the massive bull run when Bitcoin went from $200 all the way to $20,000, right? The 100x return that we got over here saw less Bitcoin reactivated. And again, that's measured in BTC, that's not measured in dollars, compared to the rally right now. So the selling activity is much more active right now. Bitcoin has a harder time creating new all-time highs because of all the OG tokens suddenly getting sold. And so really because of this, because Bitcoin's long-term growth tends to slow down, because we do have diminishing returns, it's more important than ever to time the market. To not just buy and hold, but to look for opportunities when the market might be depressed. And I like this chart here. This looks at the supply that's currently in profit versus the supply that's currently in losses. And it's the best time to buy when most people are in losses. We are not there yet. We have come down quite a bit in the Bitcoin price, but still the majority of Bitcoin holders are in profit, and there's probably still more way to go down. We have been hedging our positions for the last 2 months, so we are actually making money during that drop. Feel free to check out the premium membership. This is where I share my own trades. Feel free to also subscribe over here. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you next time on YouTube, or see you in premium.